You saw the title and thumbnail, so do I really need to say more? Today is the day where I will be applying for the Capital One Venture X credit card. To be honest with you, I'm not really sure how this one's gonna go. I know there's a bunch of people out there with near perfect credit scores that are getting denied for this card, and I'm definitely not near a perfect credit score right now, but it's still pretty high. And I do have a fairly decent amount of new credit cards open in the past couple of years, so I'm not really sure how this is gonna go. However, no matter what, I wanna go through this process with y'all so y'all can see whether I'm approved or denied, and also see how you can maybe get approved for yourself or see what I did wrong to get denied. Before we dive into the application, let me tell you a little bit about why I actually want this credit card right now. I mean, for one, this credit card was the #1 credit card of 2022, so that's a pretty good reason in and of itself. However, there's a lot of other reasons why it makes sense for me personally right now too. Other than the 75,000 mile welcome bonus coming on this card right now, it also comes with a ton of other benefits that make this a keeper card for a lot of people. Even if you don't travel very frequently, maybe only even once a year, this card could really make sense for you. The reason for that is because it also gives you a 10,000 mile anniversary bonus every year, which is equal to at least $100 per travel through their travel portal. So right off the bat, you're getting an automatic retention offer every year from holding this card, which is pretty awesome. On top of that, it comes with a $300 annual travel credit, which is where the bulk of the money is made back from this card, considering it does have a $395 annual fee. Yes, that $300 travel credit does have to be used in Capital One's travel portal, but again, like I said, if you just book one trip a year through their travel portal, you're going to make back $300 basically right away. And even if you just count that 10,000 mile anniversary bonus on top of that $300 travel credit, you're already getting paid $5 a year just to hold this card. But on top of both of those, you also get a $100 global entry or TSA pre-check credit. You get 10x back on hotels or rental cars booked through Capital One's travel portal, 5x back on flights booked through Capital One's travel portal, and 2x back on everything else, which makes this card a really great catch-all card as well. This card also gives you access to Capital One's lounges as well as to the Priority Pass lounges. Yes, it's true that they pulled off the access of the Priority Pass lounge restaurants, which is definitely a bummer, but at the end of the day, it is what it is, and you still be able to use these lounges if you have a layover or something where you need to spend a lot of time in the airport. Plus, it also comes with a lot of other additional benefits, especially when it comes to travel protections and stuff like that. But the two that stick out the most to me personally is that it does come with cell phone protection, which none of my other cards give me right now. Plus, it gives you the ability to add up to 4 authorized users onto your account. In addition to that, these authorized users also gain access to the Priority Pass lounge with their credit cards as well. And all 5 of y'all, including the main card holder, can bring up to 2 guests per person, which technically means with 5 card holders, including the main card holder being yourself, you could roll up to a Priority Pass lounge with up to 15 people completely for free. Plus, with this card, you of course get access to Capital One's travel portal, which I've heard very good things about, so I'm excited to use that for myself if I get approved. And there's a lot of other benefits that I didn't even mention here. I tried to give a very quick overview, but if you want to learn more about the card, as always, you can check out the links in my description to learn more about how to apply for yourself, as well as just learn more about the card in general. Now that we've covered all of those details, I want to go ahead and give y'all my data points at the time of application so you can kind of compare yourself to me whenever you go to apply for this card. As of right now, with TransUnion, I sit at a 762 credit score with 3 hard inquiries according to creditkarma.com. With Equifax, Credit Karma tells me that I'm at a 766 with 0 hard inquiries, and my Experian account tells me I'm sitting at a 745 with 2 hard inquiries on my account right now. One thing that's important to note about this application is that generally Capital One will actually pull all 3 of the credit bureaus, so be expecting to get a hard inquiry on each of those reports and make sure they're all unfrozen by the time you go into it. Now, the first step in this entire application process, at least how I would go through it, is to check to see if you're pre-approved for any Capital One credit cards before you dive into the actual application. The way you can do this is just by searching up Capital One pre-approval credit cards online, and you'll be brought to this page where you can see if you are pre-approved for all of these different credit cards that they offer, except for the Venture X actually. From what I've heard though, if you are pre-approved for the Venture Rewards card, you are very likely going to be approved for the Venture X as well, since that's just the step up from the Venture card. So to see if I'm pre-approved for the Venture, what I'm going to do is go ahead and say that the most important things to me are going to be travel rewards as well as the new card member offer, because we all love welcome bonuses. Then I'm going to go ahead and click next. After that, I'm going to type in my full legal name here. Then after that, I will type in my residential address. Now it'll ask me for my email address and primary phone number. After that, it's going to ask me my employment status, which right now is employed, the highest level of education you've completed, which for me is a bachelor's degree. Then it's going to ask you your total annual income and your monthly rent or mortgage. Also, just so you know, on this pre-approval application and the actual application itself, I would include all of the annual income you can expect to receive. It's not only going to be coming from your job. If you have any amount of money that you get paid from your parents or something like that, you can reasonably put this in here. Just don't go crazy with it and be as honest as you can in case you did eventually have to prove it for whatever reason. What they're looking for here is a very low debt to income ratio. So they want to see a very low debt, as in your monthly rent or mortgage payment, and a very high total annual income to give you the best odds of being approved. Then it asks if you do have any bank accounts, which I do have a checking and savings account. And then it asks how much money you typically keep in your bank account. So I'll just answer that one. Then it's going to ask you for your very personal information, your date of birth and social security number. And then you just have to agree to the following terms. Make sure you read through those beforehand, and then you can just go ahead and see if you're pre-approved. Okay, perfect. That's awesome. My heart honestly just dropped there because I know many people close to me have actually not even gotten pre-approved for the venture card, even though they have excellent credit scores. But it looks like I was pre-approved for the venture, so I feel like I have a pretty decent shot at getting approved for the Venture X, but still, fingers crossed. You never really know with Capital One. So now that I know that I was pre-approved for this card, I'm going to go ahead and look at my top 5 credit cards of 2023 video, because I know I did add my links to the description for the Venture X in this case. And you can always come down to the links in my description to learn more about these cards that I'm applying for, or ones that you might want to apply for yourself. So I'd check here, of course, as a shameless plug if you are looking to get a new card in the near future. Now that I'm here, you know you're in the right place when you see my face up here, but you can see that I'm also applying for the Capital One Venture X credit card with the 75,000 bonus mile offer after spending $4,000 in the first 3 months of having the card. What I'll do now is click learn how to apply, and the Capital One Venture X rewards credit card with that same welcome offer that we've been talking about the whole time. I'm going to click apply now. Now it's going to navigate me over to Capital One's website to finish the application. First thing that pops up is everything about the Venture X that you might want to know about, and then you can also just click here to continue your application as long as this is, again, the card that you want to apply for. But before we get any further, if you are somebody that's looking to add this card or just any other card to your credit card setup, I would highly recommend that you figure out a way to manage those credit cards, and ideally all in one place. Personally, I use Max Rewards to do this myself, and what Max Rewards is an app that allows you to pool all of your credit card information, like your total card balances, your point balances, and everything like that into one convenient app. One of my favorite features about Max Rewards is that it does tell you exactly what card to use depending on what category you're spending in, but on top of that, it also tells you what card to use at the exact location you're at currently, or you can also search for a location that you might be going to in the future to see what card you should use ahead of time. Another really helpful tool that they have is that they do add a welcome bonus tracker for each of the new cards that you added to your setup, and to me this is a really nice feature because most lenders out there don't allow you to exactly see what you have spent towards a welcome bonus. So being able to see all of that in one place again is really nice because I do have multiple credit cards, like y'all know, so being able to track the welcome bonus I'm currently spending towards in one app with all my other cards in the same place is really nice. Also, Max Rewards does have a paid tier called Max Rewards Gold, which I'm sure you've heard about at this point, but basically what it allows you to do is automatically activate all of your credit card offers. This is definitely super beneficial because it will start to use offers that you didn't even know you had on your card, depending on where you're shopping, of course. Now, this is just scratching the surface of what this app can do for you, so if you're interested in just trying out the free features that come with this app, then go ahead and use the link down in my description to sign up for it. And also during the sign up process, be sure to use my promo code Spencer to get you 1 free month of Max Rewards Gold if you do decide to upgrade. Big thank you to Max Rewards for sponsoring this video, but let's get back to the actual application. And now I'm going to go ahead and fill this out and just pray that everything goes well. So why don't y'all stick through this with me and we'll see what happens in the end. After I put in my personal information, I said that yes, I am a US citizen, and that no, I do not have citizenship in any other country. And at that point, it's going to ask me for my contact information once again, which we just kind of did in that pre-approval application, but let's just go ahead and refill it out. And I'm going to go ahead and fill in my financial information. The first question it asks is for my employment status. Once again, I am still employed as a staff engineer. I will repeat my total annual income and monthly rent or mortgage payment once again in this line. And then once again, it's going to ask me if I have any bank accounts, and then it'll ask me my credit card spend per month, which is optional. And honestly, I'm not sure if they'd rather see a higher number or a lower number here, but considering this is a more luxury travel credit card, I imagine they want to see at least some spend so they know that you're going to actually use the card that they might approve you for. And then after that, it's going to ask you how often do you carry a balance on your personal credit cards. For me, that's going to be never, which should definitely be the same answer for you. After that, I'm going to go ahead and click continue once again. And then here it's going to ask you to add those additional authorized card holders to your account. As of right now, I'm going to go ahead and leave this one blank, but I may add my significant other at some point in the future. But since I can always add that to my account later, I'm just going to ignore this for now. After that, it's going to ask you to review all of your information, which please make sure you do this in case something was wrong that you filled out earlier. But now that I've gone ahead and reviewed all my information and know it's correct, I'm going to click continue once again. And at this point, you're going to want to go ahead and check off this box for paperless communication and statements. I prefer to get my information in English since that's really the only language I speak. And it's going to give you the important disclosures like the APR for this card, as well as the annual fee and all the other fees that it comes with. Obviously, we're not going to worry about the APR here because we're always going to pay off our balance on time and in full every single month. The annual fee is obviously important, but we covered how it's going to be super easy to get that back every year. And considering I'm never planning on paying off my card late, I also don't really care about these penalty fees at all, so we're going to go ahead and ignore that as well. Okay, so now we're coming up to the moment of truth, which is where I get a little bit stressed, but I can go ahead and click continue, and then it's going to ask me to acknowledge a few more things, and then we'll be able to finally submit the application, which for me, it's once again, it's always so stressful. I don't know why I always get my heart rate up for all these applications, but it's part of what makes it fun, I guess. And to be honest with y'all, at the end of the day, if I do get denied for this credit card, which is a strong possibility, all that's really going to happen is I'll get one hard inquiry on each of my 3 credit bureaus, that being TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. And yes, it'll temporarily ding my credit scores, but I know that since I am financially responsible with my credit cards, my credit score will recover within a month or 2 after submitting this application. So with all that being said, I hope I covered everything very well, but we're going to go ahead and click submit application here in 3, 2, 1, submit. Now for the waiting game, which is the very not fun part. Reviewing my finances now. Gosh. Oh my gosh, don't get stuck here. Oh my gosh, let's go, dude. This is, whew, okay. First of all, that's way higher of a credit line than I have on any of my other cards, which is, it's awesome, really. So I have a credit line of $20,000 and I got approved for the Capital One Venture X with a variable purchase APR, which I just don't care about because I'm going to be paying off my cards on time and in full. But man, this is a sigh of relief here because $20,000 for the Capital One Venture X is going to come in very handy. This is my first Capital One application I've ever done. So now I'm going to be able to set up my online account to access my card information as well as any accounts I may add with Capital One down the line. But I'm definitely very happy about this outcome and I cannot wait to receive this card in the mail because it is one that looks super sweet. It's got that heavy metal feel to it and I believe it's kind of matte as well on the finish. So this card's going to be awesome to have in my wallet and I really just can't wait for it. So as you can see, I went ahead and set up my account and my Venture X is already in there, which this is a great feeling. It looks like I actually can get virtual cards with the Capital One Venture X and I get a lot of credits and offers for shopping. And honestly, I'm pretty excited about these virtual cards because it looks like I can actually use it right now and it's free to add to Google Chrome or any other browser that you use. I might have to mess around with that later, but let me know down below if you've gotten any use from that. It did say that the card's supposed to come in 3 business days, so I'm not really stressed about having any big purchases coming up in these next 3 days. But at the end of the day, this was honestly a very relieving video. I didn't think this is exactly how it was going to turn out. I was expecting a denial, to be completely honest with you. But now I'm just really excited to get this card in the mail so I can start spending towards that welcome bonus and then use those miles in the future to book free travel down the line, which is awesome. If you're curious to see all the other 4 credit cards I'm planning on applying for this year on top of the Venture X, then make sure you watch this video next. And if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and consider subscribing to the channel so you can also see me apply for those future cards down the line. Thank you so much for watching once again, and as always, I will catch you guys next time.